Okay.
Are you nervous?
A little bit, but whatever.
But are you excited?
I'm super excited.
I'm Melissa, and today we have our good friend and sister,
Marizel?
Marizel. Tell me a little bit about yourself. How did we meet, and then what are we going to be cooking today? I'm so excited.
So we met at ELAL about, what was that, 2017?
Oh my gosh.
It's been quite a few years, yeah.
Okay.
And back then I was running a couple of businesses, food businesses, a food truck and a meal delivery service. Yep. And I had since closed my businesses, and I'm now working as a personal chef.
Excellent. And then you are also part of the Musang Little Wildcat.
Oh, yes. Let's not forget that.
We can't forget that. Cool. So what are we making today?
We are making chicken afritada.
Cool. What is chicken afritada?
So it's a tomato-based Filipino, entree, and it's made with chicken, but it can also be, you can also use beef or pork. It's very similar to like a menudo and machado.
Okay.
Yep.
That's a big question. Do we know the differences between menudo, machado, and afritada?
I think it's what they put in it. Like, so I want to say this doesn't have peas, and I think machado or menudo does. And then also, it's all similar ingredients. It's just there's a couple of tweaks in there. But I think they all taste very similar.
I think so too. I think I did some research not so long ago, and it actually is differentiated by the things,
the fish sauce
that you put in. So it's either, I think machado actually has liver paste in it. Afritada today we're gonna put in soy sauce and fish sauce.
Yeah.
And then we actually do
lemon juice. Isn't there lemon juice in a machado also?
There's probably some kind of acidity too. So we are missing our peas, which are in the freezer. So we're gonna grab those really quickly. Cool. There's a lot of Spanish influence in Filipino cuisine, so I think that this is one of the dishes that is heavily influenced by the Spaniards. It's personally one of my favorite dishes, and it's super easy to make.
Yep.
So we have everything, almost everything for the dish. What veggies are going in?
So we've got some baby potatoes, some carrots, onion, garlic, and bell pepper, and then we've got bay leaves over here.
Cool. And then we have
our chicken.
For this one, since it's a stew, we're doing boneless, skinless chicken thighs, which I think makes the cooking time way easier and faster. And then in terms of liquids that we're using today, we have chicken stock, fish sauce, soy sauce, and then some canned crushed tomatoes. And then we have our frozen green peas to add color, because you can see that, most of the stuff that we have here is like orange and red and kind of, when we cook it will be all the same color, but this adds a nice pop of color to it.
Yeah.
So, all right, you're gonna show us how to cut everything.
Yes, so I'll start with the garlic.
Cool.
And we'll do about, 3 or 4?
Yeah, I think that sounds good. Garlic is really important in Philippine cuisine, so don't be afraid to use the garlic.
It's a generous amount.
Yes. And then not oddly, but we always cook the garlic first before cooking the onions, which is a very different approach that you probably would learn in culinary school, but I think it allows the flavor of the garlic to really come out. Since it's such a simple dish, it's good to be able to coax out all the flavors that we have. What else? Marizel?
Well,
okay, here's a good question. What was the first time that you ate chicken afritada? Do you remember?
Yes. So I was still living in the Philippines.
Okay.
My mom cooked it, and my aunt. And so I was always curious, how they did things. So I usually would just stand on a stool and watch them do things. And I would say, I I don't remember them putting peas in there, but now my mom puts peas in it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I think maybe it just wasn't available.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
My dad would always put olives.
Oh yeah, I've seen that. Green
Yeah.
olives.
It would either be green or black, whatever was
Whatever was
available. Yeah. All right, so you've smashed the garlic. You're
And
gonna
then I
mince-
peel it.
And you peeled it, okay.
And now I'm just rough chopping it.
Okay. So you grew up in the Philippines?
I did.
Okay.
I was raised in Quezon City,
Okay.
but my parents are from my mom's side. I want to say they're from Pangasinan.
Okay.
And then my dad is from Ilocos Sur.
Okay.
Yeah. So I moved here when I was 10.
Okay. Did you find that your parents cooked a lot when you were growing up?
Always.
Always.
Yeah. But we ate a lot more fish and less meat because it was cheaper.
Maybe the next time we can do a fish recipe together.
Yes.
Because I feel like a lot of people aren't familiar with like the fish recipes in Philippine cuisine, and so
Yeah.
it's just crazy
It's
because
overlooked.
like it's comprised of so many islands that
Right,
it should
yeah.
be. All right, so next up is our onion.
This is the onion.
We're just gonna use half of it, or
Yeah.
this is a pretty large guy.
So I'll just cut them a little bit bigger.
Okay.
Then I'm not gonna mince it.
Okay. So are we gonna julienne these guys, or
Yeah, we can do that.
Okay.
I think that works.
Excellent.
Okay.
All right, so that chop is called a julienne, which is just a larger kind of lengthwise of onions, right? Okay. Do you still cook Filipino food at home?
Always.
Always. What are your favorite things to cook?
Adobo, sinigang. Let's see. I cook.
Do you like
menudo.
chicken adobo or do you like pork?
I like pork.
Okay.
Oh,
yes.
And anything pork belly. Yes.
What about pork sinigang all day?
Pork sinigang.
All day.
Always.
All day.
But we do fish, and salmon bellies are really good for
Yeah.
fish. Oh my gosh.
Have you been to Oriental Mart in Pike?
I have, yeah.
She does a really good salmon belly.
Oh yeah.
It's really good. All right, so onions,
got
garlic.
that. And
Next
then I'm gonna go ahead and cut
Potatoes.
the potatoes.
Okay.
So I'm just gonna cut these in half because they're small enough.
Okay. And the idea is to kind of have everything like bite size and like all the same size, right? Okay.
So this should be good enough for 4 people.
Okay, perfect. Wait, you have kids.
I do.
Do they
3.
cook? Do they cook with you?
Sometimes.
Okay.
My youngest one does.
Carter.
Carter, yes.
Does he like Filipino food?
Yeah, I mean he likes pandesal.
Of
So,
course.
yeah, but he doesn't. So he's usually always like waiting for me to, you know.
What if we had Carter cook pandesal with us one day here?
Oh yeah, he
I
would
feel like that'd
totally
be
love that.
fun.
Yeah.
That'd be a good class to do.
Yeah. So I've got carrots here.
Okay.
And I feel like we might just do
need
one.
I
Yeah.
think that's smart.
Some people don't really like carrots. I know my husband doesn't.
They're so good for you though.
No.
Okay, so Carter likes pandesal.
And he likes siopao, so I actually do make siopao with him.
What, for those that don't know, what is siopao?
Siopao is like chasu bao.
Okay,
It's just the Filipino version.
so it's like a bao.
It's a bao. It's
Okay.
steamed.
Okay. Yeah.
But there's also baked versions.
Okay.
Yeah.
What's your personal preference?
I definitely like the steamed one better.
bao.
Yeah. So we do the asado, which is pork.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my god, it sounds so good.
Yes.
We'll have to do that next time too.
Oh.
We have so many
So many
things we're gonna
things
teach
to
you
do.
guys.
Yeah.
Okay, here's a really good question. Speaking about kids and Filipino food, why do you think it's important for us to be doing these videos? What is that kind of significance for you? Because you know, like Musang Little Wildcats kind of was born out of this
Yeah.
idea of like making sure that our culture and our stories are passed down, because like
Exactly.
a lot of us in our generation, like our parents did, like we were lucky that our parents
Yeah.
taught us.
Or our Lolas and Lolos. You know, it's like we watch them make all these things, and then our kids are not really, you know, they're just not really immersed in that kind of environment.
Yeah.
And so I think it's very important for us to pass it down so they learn even the basics. So I told my kids they had to learn how to make lumpia.
Yes.
They had to learn how to make sinigang and adobo at the very least. Yeah. So, and then, maybe eventually we'll teach them how to make like dinuguan or something.
Oh, that would be
because they really they actually really like dinuguan. Yeah.
Okay.
So
Well, maybe
crazy.
we'll add that to our series. 'Cause
Yeah.
I feel like, I don't know, these classes are not just for the kids, but I think that they're for the adults as well. So I think even my cousins, who all grew up here, they don't have an idea of how to cook Filipino food. So
Yeah.
I think dinuguan people shouldn't be afraid of it because it's actually really
It's
delicious.
really good, yeah. So I've got the carrots. I just kind of cut them like a roll cut, I guess.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do you want to cut a tiny bit smaller?
Yeah.
Maybe that one. That one looks big.
Yeah. This one.
Okay.
All right.
We're almost ready. This is super simple.
And we've got the bell pepper.
Yep.
We'll cut last.
Awesome. And obviously too, I think if you have requests, you guys should like drop them in the comments and let us know what you guys want to see us cook. Because I don't know. I feel like there's so much more to our cuisine that
And it's
can be
very
shared.
regional also. So it's like, I want to say this is probably the Tagalog way of making the Afritada. I've seen other Ilocanos and Kapampangan make it very different.
Yeah.
So,
All right. How are you cutting this bell pepper? Because it's a really good way if you don't know how to cut your bell peppers.
yeah, so
This
you
is a
take
great
your
way.
bell pepper. This one had some flat sides, so I just put it on its side and sliced it.
Okay.
And then slice around the core, and then you just remove that. And
These
then we've
seeds
got,
are all there? That's so easy.
It's a cleaner way to cut it.
Okay.
And then there's just some, you can remove some of that rind.
Okay.
And so this bigger piece, I'll just cut it in half, and then just cut it in half again.
So easy.
It's very simple.
Good way to cut bell pepper.
Yeah, faster.
The fastest. Okay, so we're almost done with all the veggies. Next, you're gonna do the chicken.
Yes.
I'm gonna kind of speed up the process and make sure that our pan is gonna be preheated so that we get a nice kind of sear on it. We're using an induction burner today, but if you're at home, you can just turn it on to medium-high heat, and then that will be a great start to at least browning things.
Sounds good. I'm just gonna put this right on top.
Yeah, sounds good.
I'll cut the
Oh no, it's gonna be a little loud. Is that okay? Awesome. So you grew up in the Philippines. What are the biggest differences from when you were growing up there and when you were here?
aside
And
from the
then
weather.
really quickly, how are you cutting the chicken?
So the chicken thighs, they're all random pieces. So I just cut them right in the middle
Okay,
and then cut them at half again.
okay.
They'll
So, like,
shrink a little bit.
Yeah, so good bite size.
Yeah.
About the same
Not
size
super
as,
small, but
as your
small
potato.
enough.
Okay, cool. Okay, so biggest difference between your time growing up in the Philippines and here?
The weather,
Yeah,
for sure.
100%.
Transportation.
Okay.
I just think that, like, we never closed our doors. We always had them open, and we had neighbors that would come by and say hi, or they would bring food. It's very welcoming
Yeah.
and just very friendly. Like, you knew all your neighbors, like at least a block. Yeah.
Do you think that experience, like your children are still able to have a little bit with like family, or do you think that's
Yeah, we're actually, we have some neighbors across the way that we talk to frequently, and we always make sure our kids are over there talking to them. Just because, if something ever happens, we want to make sure they feel comfortable.
100%?
Yeah.
Okay, chicken's done.
All right.
That was so fast. That took like less than 10 minutes.
Yeah.
Here we are.
Here we are.
Okay.
Ready to go.
I'm gonna put this up here, and I'm actually gonna move the induction burner a little closer so we can see everything. Alright, is that good, Andrew? Because you're a part of this too. Yes, you can. All right, so pan is getting hot. I've got some vegetable oil here. Just gonna add probably about a tablespoon. And then you can see that the oil is getting nice and warm. And then we're gonna start with the garlic. That is the sound of a preheated pan, and that's what you want to hear. What do you think is so special about the Philippine hospitality?
I think it's just very unique, you know. They're just very generous. It doesn't matter if you're rich or poor. They're very giving. They'll give whatever they have. Always sharing.
Yeah.
So.
And that's important for us to be able to do now too. Exactly. Like I think right now with our food and our cuisine, like we finally are starting to have a platform to be able to share it.
Yeah.
And there's so much that I don't know still that like I'm so excited to be here learning from you and from Amelia. And for like I guess like my nieces and my nephews and like everyone else kind of learn about these dishes.
Yeah.
All right, so the garlic's starting to get golden brown, and this is the perfect time to add the onions. Make sure you don't burn your garlic, so just keep stirring.
Yep.
Because burnt garlic is the worst.
It's a little bitter.
It's bitter. And then I'm gonna add a little bit of seasoning salt. I like to season as I go. I think that's important. Okay. Cool. All right.
Let me know when you're ready for the chicken.
For the chicken. Do we want to season the chicken a little bit?
Yeah.
All right, here you go. I'm gonna add a little bit more oil. All right, let's add the chicken.
Smells good.
Smells so good. Wish I could smell this. Alright. So I'm just stirring the chicken and making sure that all of the sides are browning. And then we're gonna add the bay leaves, which we have right here. So we're gonna add 3 bay leaves. And then this is the time that we're gonna add our liquids. So the beauty about this dish is like it's a kind of like a one pot wonder. So it's just like you can put everything in, let it simmer for like 35 minutes and then come back and it's ready.
It's like equivalent to a sheet pan dinner.
Yeah. So this is so easy to make for your family. I have some crushed tomatoes. I'm not gonna add the whole thing, but I'm gonna add about like a half.
Yeah.
So that's about like a cup and a half. And then you can stir. Oh, it smells so good. And then we're gonna add fish sauce and soy sauce.
Yes.
Fish sauce is the equivalent to like Philippine anchovies. Or like Italian anchovies probably. It's very pungent in smell.
Very potent.
But if you learn how to use this in your food, seriously, it's gonna change the game. It's an umami blast to your face. It's salty, it's savory. So don't be afraid to use it. We're gonna add about a tablespoon. And then we're gonna add soy sauce as well, which will add a kind of another rich flavor to this dish.
It'll help deepen the color of the afritada as well.
So another tablespoon there, and then we're gonna add the chicken stock. So we're gonna add 2 cups of chicken stock to this. Oops. And you want enough liquid in the pan, which we can show you when we're done here, to make sure that all of the chicken is immersed in this.
And some of the liquid will evaporate and thicken.
So I'm gonna add a bit more of this tomato. So let's say 2 cups.
Okay.
And then a little bit more seasoning. Cool. And then, do we bring it to a simmer and then add the veggies?
Yeah, so
Yeah.
we'll bring it to simmer. We'll add the potatoes first,
Mm-hmm.
and then the carrots.
Yep.
And bell peppers, and then lastly, add the peas.
Yep.
Like, literally right before we serve it.
Serve it.
Yeah, because I believe the peas are already cooked, so we don't really need to cook it
Yes.
further.
And it's important with cooking veggies to kind of know the cooking times.
Yes.
Because you don't want like overcooked mushy vegetables, because that's the worst. I think growing up that's what we were used to, but I think that
Yeah.
we should be able to teach.
And I think that's probably why I didn't like some vegetables. Yeah.
I feel like we should teach people how to correctly and properly cook
Exactly,
veggies.
yeah.
So our kids will learn to like them
So
too.
they can enjoy it. Yeah.
All right, so if you could smell it and you can see it's so beautiful. What are some recipes that you really want to share with people?
Let's see. God, there's so many. So definitely the indigo one. And I think we're planning to do the showdown.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think
So
that's
those are the
exciting.
2 so far that I've thought about.
Do you think we could get one of your kids to come and help us?
I hope so.
Okay.
I think it'll be Carter. I think it will be Carter.
I think that'd be so fun though, because
Yeah.
I think it's so important to be able to like develop these things that the kids are excited to make too, and like to be able to share space with them.
Exactly.
If Carter's here, I'm gonna be here too, because I love Carter.
Sounds good.
All right, it's starting to bubble,
Okay.
simmer, so let's put the potatoes in.
Potatoes in.
Awesome.
Just stir it.
And then we'll add the carrots. Awesome. Okay.
Do you want me to grab the lid? Should we let it?
I think we don't have to put a lid on.
Okay.
I think that we can just have it.
Maybe we can turn it up a little bit more.
Yeah, I think it's on full blast.
Okay.
Cool. All
All
right.
right, it's simmering.
So now we just let this go. If it starts to boil, just lower your heat down. And then we'll let this go for about 30 minutes.
Yep.
And then we'll come back and check on it. We'll probably give it a couple of stirs in between then, check the flavor, check the seasonings if we
Adjust.
need to add anything. But yeah, I think
Yep.
we can just kind of let it go.
Yeah, sounds good.
Okay.
All right.
All right.
Let's check this out. I think it's been about 30 minutes. So
Okay.
I'm gonna go
Let's
ahead and
kind of show them what it looks like.
yeah.
See, chicken's tender, carrots are tender. The sauce is reduced.
Slightly.
Slightly.
And I did add a little bit of fish sauce
Okay.
and soy sauce in there.
Perfect.
Okay, so now I'm gonna add the bell peppers.
Okay. Awesome.
Cool. Just let it stir.
I wish you guys could smell this. It smells so good. Give it a taste. Always taste your food too. Don't be
Yes.
afraid. The last thing that you want is like under seasoned
Yeah.
after waiting for 30 minutes.
I think it's good.
It's really good. You can taste the fish sauce,
Soy sauce, the tomato, the bay leaves.
the bay leaf. Awesome.
It'll just be about a
Couple
couple
more minutes.
and then we'll go ahead and add the peas,
Okay. What would you usually serve this dish with?
rice. Yeah,
Right?
just rice.
Perfect vessel. I'm gonna be back. I'm gonna get some rice. I actually have some rice cooking. So
All
I'll be
right,
right
sounds
back.
good. It smells really good. It smells like a Filipino house in here now. Your house?
I wish it smelled like that.
Yeah.
So like in any Philippine household, we always have rice.
Yes.
Rice cooking.
So I think we're
yeah.
gonna go ahead and put this in.
Cool. So we've just added the frozen green peas.
Mm-hmm.
This would be a good time if you had olives too, to add olives. I like adding olives because it adds another like kind of
Umami.
umami. This like kind of
I'll have to try that
yeah,
next
the
time.
savoriness is so good.
Mm-hmm.
And
It's
then
a
the
very
peas,
Spanish too.
then the peas don't need that much time,
Right.
Right. And then I've got some plates for us so we can try it. And then we can plate it up.
Okay.
I think I have a large spoon. Oh, this looks so good. And like all the things are fork tender but not overcooked.
Not mushy.
And then if you wanted to reduce the sauce more,
Yeah.
we could take everything out, right, and then reduce it down.
You can,
But then just be careful when you're reducing to taste it so it doesn't get too
too
salty.
salty. Yeah. I know. I think my mom adds a little bit of sugar, but I don't think it's necessary.
I don't think so either.
Bell peppers add a little bit of sweetness, and the carrots.
I feel like that's such a Filipino, that
Yeah.
kind of savor, the salt, the sweetness to it.
Gotta get all the crusty
I
ones.
know. It's the best part. Alright. So there we have it. Chicken afritada
Yay!
and steamed rice. Do you want to try it?
Yes.
Okay, here. Go ahead. Gosh, I'm so excited. There's a fork for
Thank you. I'll just take from
Yeah. Oh my gosh. It's like the perfect dish for like a rainy day.
I know. Yeah.
It's like a hug.
Here, this is for you.
Oh, thank you. Okay. Yes. Andrew, you're gonna get some too, don't worry.
I was worried.
All right. Let's dig in.
Dig in. The potato, you can see I'm using my fork to cut it.
But it's not
But
mashed
it's not
potato.
so mashed, like mashed.
Right. Very good.
So good. It's got everything you need. Saltiness, acidity, all different flavors of the veggies. Awesome.
Nice job.
Thanks. Thanks for joining us, you guys. We'll see you next time.